Howdy again, everybody. Well, got the underside stuff done. I'll go over that in detail in a minute, but I thought I'd start with a wide shot. And like I mentioned last night, it's kind of cool. You can see the brake system that I put on. I used I had to modify a system a commercially available system. I think the company is now called Cannonball. They're in Virginia, and they make a kit. And let me just talk about that right now. So it has aluminum brake assemblies, and then a spreader thing that is actuated by this, which is like an automotive vacuum cylinder. So I've got one of those on either side. As I mentioned last night, I did a really neat job, in my opinion, piping it, plumbing it. That's the vacuum line. I did that all 10 years ago when I built the tender. And today I put in, this is the line, what you're seeing here. I ended up not using the fittings that I thought I would. I had to go to the store and buy some, but in the end I got it done, and hopefully this will be satisfactory. It looks terrible at this angle, but I'll show you in a minute that I think there's going to be good clearance. So there's a copper line that goes from, this was just going to be a drain. It goes out to the T-fitting, which is at the bottom of the bypass valve, and as you can see, I've got the tube hooked up to supply water to the axle pump and so forth. This is the T-fitting for the bypass valve here. I soldered the connections on here using the fittings that I had made on either side, so we're good to go there. Behind it is the drain, which supplies water all the time to the axle pump. So this will be water from the hand pump or back from the axle pump, the return line, and the bypass valve there. So it's got the tubing hooked up. Also, I put the connections on for, this is the valved water supply for the injector. So I put that in. Everything's nice and snug there, and I'll show you the other side. But it's kind of neat being able to work on the tender, seeing everything like this, and it has basically taken me all day just to get this little bit done. Let me show you what I mean about the line being up out of the way. So you can barely see the drain. It clears, it's up tucked underneath the frame rails basically right until it comes down to the T-fitting. So I think there's going to be satisfactory clearance here with the trucks and all that. We'll find out. And on the other side here, going around, there's the top side view, the bypass valve, the drain. They have brass screens fitted in place. Got the connections ready to go to build the piping for the hand pump, and it stands ready to go. I thought I'd do the underside stuff first, and then in just a minute I'll be putting the tender back on its little stand, and I can finish the piping on this stuff pretty easily. So just to give you an idea, there's also tools and miscellaneous parts and pieces and so forth, and not to mention the soldering gear that's on the workbench in the back. Anyway, so it's been a time-consuming process, but I'm pretty pleased with the results so far. We'll see how it turns out in the long run. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will keep you posted.